Hey guys, it's Sunday. This is Joyce. Medusa was framed, and this is part 5, I think, of reading Dr. John Beaulieu's book, Human Tuning. A lot of people commented on me starting with the forks yesterday. I got some nice personal comments, private comments, I should say. So let's do some A, 432. And I'll tell you right now, I have the door open. It's raining off and on. It's so muggy. Keeping the door open with the fan is the only way I can stay cool because I don't believe in air conditioners. And yes, I live in Florida. I still don't believe in air conditioners. Some energetics. Let's do some 432. Known as the frequency of love. Nice. That was for you, Andrew. So it's the middle of the afternoon on Sunday. I apologize. I like to get this in, and if I'm going to do a Medusa morning, I like to do those in the morning so you have them. I had a busy morning with clients, and I actually put together and dropped my last video, which is about Wisconsin at a subscriber's suggestion. So I have some homemade sangria. Cheers. So let's get to Dr. Beaulieu. Yesterday, we got into the fifths and an illustration about that. Today, we're going to get into the evaluation of the fifths, which draws on, and now I don't have it within reach. Oh, yes, I do. It draws on the pentagram, which is what the Petruvian man is based on, which is all based on Dr. Stone's work, Polarity Therapy. Let me know if you guys want me to read this book after. I'm not sure that I can read the whole book. This is a massive book, but we could certainly go through highlights, and I could demonstrate some basic polarity therapy stuff. But pretty much what Dr. Beaulieu offers is a combination of polarity therapy and craniosacral therapy. Both Dr. Stone and Dr. Upledger were osteopathic doctors. Osteopathy is the bodywork modality that I am trained in. I'm trained in just about everything, but I would say that what I do and probably the way I think and solve problems in a health, bodywork, energetic way is osteopathy based. So this stuff makes a lot of sense to me. And this is my, you see my headphone cord. Bluetooth headphones are really bad for you. Don't use them. You don't need to be drilling Wi-Fi into your brain, and that's what you do when you're wearing those things. Be a dinosaur and be wired. You're better off. A lot of people I know are ditching their Wi-Fi routers and going back to old standard plug-in. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the perfect fifth evaluation. There you've got that. The basis of the Petruvian man. Perfect fifth evaluation. A skilled practitioner can use the ideal of the perfect fifth tuning to evaluate the state of the human nervous system. And yes, I do. A key to perfect fifth evaluation is understanding five-star geometry and its relationship to the perfect fifth and to body posture. The visual geometry of the five-pointed star overlaid on the body is a method to evaluate nervous system tuning in relationship to the perfect fifth, life energy flow, and universal field resonance. The top of the star is the head, The shoulders are the two side points. The hips are the bottom 2 points of the star. When the relationships between head and shoulders and hips are aligned to the 5-star pattern, the nervous system is tuned to the perfect fifth and in resonance with the universal energy field. And these are the solar harmonic or Fibonacci perfect fifth. 2, it's the 1-1, which is the C, and 2-3 in the Fibonacci, which is G, and together the resonant space between them is that perfect fifth. If you only buy 2 tuning forks, if you're going to start with tuning forks, I'm going to say this every time. Get these, get a perfect fifth, or if you don't want to, get a 128 auto. This with the weight on top, the weight forces the vibration back down, and you can place it on your arm, and so you feel the vibration, literally feel it, like one of those guns, vibrating guns, as opposed to experiencing the waves. So if you're going to start, and throw my tuning forks around, if you're going to start, I would say start with a fifth, a C and a G, or a 128 auto. Anyway, on we go. Where was I? Virtual geometry is 120 stars, a perfect fifth, life energy. Okay, the top of the, oh no, I got that already. The graphics below show the perfect fifth calipers placed on the pentagram. The points connecting the large and small lines within the pentagram are still points represented as open circles. In human beings, the still points act as hinges that allow the 5 points of the star to be flexible and move in multiple directions and dimensions via different nervous system tunings. The movements of the pentagram via the still points are resonant with the different intervals of the Pythagorean scale. So you're seeing here the stars, and he's placing the calipers to give you relationships. Now you'll remember from yesterday's reading, he used this illustration. These are all aspects of perfect fifth. You've got the 1 and the 2, 3. So you've got C and the G, and there's a circle between them where they connect. If you've got 2 forks and you're playing one on either side of your head, you would call that circle point the binaural. It's the difference, numerical difference between the two, which creates a third tone. It's that, but the way that he's referring to it here is that's the still point. That's the point where your nervous system goes in preparation for the next action. Still point is where healing occurs, where change occurs. So here, what he's demonstrating with the calipers and the stars is the relationship, for instance, between left shoulder and right shoulder, or left shoulder and right neck, or left hip and left shoulder through the calipers. They're all representations of that space, meaning you can treat those regions. You can work on the hip to work on the shoulder, essentially. From a nervous system perspective, that's how we look at it. We can also look at that at myofascially. That's the basis of structure integration, Rolfing, myofascial release, all of those things. That's the basis of all of that stuff. It's not digging in. No one who knows what they're doing in body work digs in. Because people that know what they're doing, that take the time to educate themselves properly, who want to work, for instance, in the rehab world or in the sports world or in the medical world, you don't dig. So, unless you like your nervous system being beaten up, which is what digging is, then stop paying those people. Anyway, I digress. All of my crew that worked in the pro sports world with me for many years, we all have a very strong attitudes about all of the ignorance in bodywork and massage and the concept that deeper is better or harder is better. Or nothing changes unless you hurt. No, it's not how it works. Okay. Although the pentagram may be a geometric solid to mathematicians, it's a living, pulsing, dynamic, and adaptable form to sound therapists. In order to resonate with the energies of the elements, the joints in the human body which control five-star alignment must be toned and flexible. One way to visualize the five-star and its movement is to watch a good athlete perform. The ideal athlete body is at rest in a five-star proportion, and we say that he is highly tuned. When the athlete's in competition, his body is flexible, pliable, and able to move in many different directions in order to meet the challenges of the opponent. The perfect fifth is like the A tone used to tune a piano. When our nervous system is in tune with the perfect fifth, we can move into the other intervals and return to the interval of the perfect fifth. This changing of intervals can be seen as visual changes within the five-star pattern related to the whole body. Each interval and body position is in resonance with the perfect fifth, even though the tonal and visual harmonic patterns may be changing. All of the points in the star are connected through the center of the pentagram within the star. If another straw is drawn within this pentagram, then yet another within the new inner pentagram, then a star within a star, and another star appears. This is another geometric representation of a spiral leading to a still point. When we're in tune, there are energy fields within energy fields emanating as waves within waves from the universal energy field. So, there you go. The star within a star. Leonardo da Vinci drawing, Squaring the Circle, illustrates the principle of different human tunings through the five-star visual geometry. The circle represents the universal energy field. The square represents the earth. Circle represents the energy field. Square represents the earth. The distance between the universal energy field and the earth is the interval of an octave. The octave creates a space that spans from above to below. The man stands between heaven and earth. If his shoulders are in balance, he's able to square the circle and is in perfect balance. This is the total five-star pattern and the interval of the perfect fifth expressed in human form. Cheers. Dr. D.D. Palmer, the founder of chiropractic medicine, believed that quality chiropractic care was based on good nervous system tone. He said that consciousness is determined by and must accord with acoustic vibrations. To this day, many chiropractors determine what D.D. Palmer could called proper acoustic tone by observing long and short leg alignment. When the leg lengths measured by comparing ankles are even, it's an indicator of correct tone. If the leg lengths are uneven, it's an indicator of being out of alignment with the 5-star pattern and creates a dissonant tone. The chiropractor performs a spinal adjustment and observes leg length. If the adjustment is successful, the leg lengths will be even, thus creating 5-star alignment. 5-star evaluation process. Several methods can be used to evaluate 5-star harmonics. In order for these evaluation methods to work, it's important to know your nervous system by working with the perfect fifth and other Pythagorean intervals. It's suggested that you read about the intervals in the Solar Harmonic Spectrum chapter and work with them using the sound journal, and we'll do all that not today. Dr. Wilhelm Reich energetically pictured the evaluation and healing process as two spiral energy systems merging. He called it cosmic superimposition. It's only through merging with the energy field of the patient that the healer, I'm not a healer, the therapist, you're the healer. The patient is the healer, not us. That the therapist, I call myself a plumber, I remove restrictions. You heal or you don't, it's your choice. However, knowing the patient also means he wrote healer, but I'm going to say therapist has to know him or himself on a very deep level. When one merges with the energy field of the patient, it's easy to lose oneself. Psychotherapists call this countertransference. It means that something in the other reminds you of something in yourself that is not completely known. The result is that the therapist cannot get a clear evaluation of the other. Knowing the ideal 5-star is a baseline for being able to observe areas that are out of alignment and their relationships to the whole. For this reason, it's very important to work with the intervals and get to know yourself inside the intervals. Then, when you evaluate the other, you know the ideal 5-star, know your relationship to the ideal, and are able to better perceive the other's energy in contrast to your energy and the ideal 5-star energy. Baseline, evaluation exercise 1. Stand up. You want to stand up and do it? Stand up and allow your head, shoulders, and hips to move into 5-star alignment. A mirror can be used to check. However, the best check is to close your eyes and feel the position of your neck, shoulders, and hips in relation to the pentagram. I'll read this real slow. You might want to stop and listen to the whole thing first and then stop and then go through the exercises slowly. So, if a shoulder feels too high, take a deep breath and focus on the tension in that shoulder. Try to relax it just enough to bring it into proper alignment. If an area is too loose, tense it just enough to bring it into proper alignment. Next, knee tap with the C and G tuning forks on your knees and then hum into your voice until it comes into resonance with the perfect fifth. Well, I'm sitting on the floor, so. So tap the C and G and hum until your voice comes into resonance. Then stop humming and maintain the felt feeling of the tone. Internally scan your body to get a sense of the overall tension. Then focus on the relationship of your shoulders to your neck. Get both a visual and felt sense of your neck rising up and away from your shoulders, creating a space between them that resonates with the tone of the perfect fifth. Knowing the tone of the perfect fifth in your mind and body is the baseline for star evaluation. Do the above exercise many times until you can recognize when you are out of alignment and out of tune. To get back in tune, sound the tuning forks, hum, or think the perfect fifth, and allow your body to come back into the correct 5-star alignment. The more you know 5-star resonance, the better you'll be able to evaluate yourself and others. So do you understand what he's saying? If you don't have the tuning forks, just do Om. Focus on your neck. Focus on how your head sits on your neck and how your shoulders are in relation to your neck. Focus on that as you're standing. And just if you don't have the tuning forks, just do Om. Om. And you will feel that vibrate in all the joint spaces, in your head, in your neck, and especially down here into your clavicle. You will feel all that. Or if you don't want to say Om because you don't like all that stuff, then just hum. Move your awareness through those major joints. That massive joint where the top of your skull meets the top of your spine meets your skull. And all of this stuff here. All of that on both sides, all the way down to your sternum. Just hum. And move your awareness from one side to the other. Does one side of your neck respond differently to that? Your shoulders, does one side respond differently? Does one shoulder feel rolled forward a little bit? My right shoulder is rolled forward because I spend an awful lot of time on a computer. In fact, I've stopped using a mouse because I have found when I just move my hand on the laptop mouse, it's a more natural alignment than if I'm holding a mouse over here. So I always have to work on my right shoulder. So just try that. And make changes where you need to. Evaluation exercise number 2 is about dissonance. Tighten your shoulders and allow them to rise up to your ears. Tune in to the new tension and hum until your voice comes into resonance with the tension. And what you're going to find is when you hit the resonance, your shoulders naturally relax. Tune into the new tension and hum until your voice comes into resonance with it. As you become tighter, your humming pitch will naturally rise. It's similar to a string. The greater the tension, the higher the pitch. Throwing my forks around. Allow your shoulders to slightly go up and down. Hum and both listen and feel for the constrictions, tightness, or holding in the sound. Listen to the sound and feel the muscle tone around your throat. It's possible to have the shoulders higher or lower and hum a pitch that is open and resonant. However, if the pitch is constricted or too open, then the 5-star pattern is compromised. The body knowing of the feeling and the voice tone of the perfect fifth is the key to evaluating visual harmonics and hearing the tone of another. Observe the relationship of another's shoulders and neck. Allow yourself to tune into and get the feeling tone for the quality of tension that holds the relationship in place. Tune into the feeling tone of the perfect fifth in your body and allow your shoulders to move into the position and tension of the others. Hum out loud or hum inwardly the feeling tone of the new shoulder position. When you're in tune with the new tonal quality, ask the following based on a comparison with the perfect fifth tone. Is the pitch higher or lower? Is the pitch tighter or looser? What color is the pitch? What temperature is the pitch? Are there any images that come with the pitch? Are there any thoughts that come with the pitch? To refine your evaluation, visually observe the precise relationship of the shoulders and neck. For example, is one shoulder higher or pulled more forward? Is the tension in one shoulder different than the tension in the other? Is the neck more forward and tilted to one side? Observe as many details as possible and internalize these details in your body by taking on the position of the pitch and the tension. Next, you can expand your evaluation to the whole 5-star pattern. Observe the relationships of the hips to the shoulders based on the 5-star diagonals. Observe the relationship of the neck and head to the hips based on the 5-star diagonals. Notice any twists, constrictions, and pulls. Simultaneously, allow your body to take on the body position complete with pitch and tension of the diagonals. When you finish the evaluation of the 5-star pattern on someone, you will hear and feel the effect of their tone resonating through your body. The tone is a wave that carries information. Tune into that tone. Hum the tone out loud. Observe what is revealed in the tone and ask evaluation questions. Quality evaluation is a matter of knowing what you value, i.e., the tone of the perfect fifth, its visual harmonics, and the observing, tuning in, and listening to one as present in yourself as well as everybody else. This is the last one, the reflexology evaluation. Dissonance within the 5-star tonal system can be mapped to different areas of the body through reflex points. Sonic and visual energy observation can be used to trace the 5-star diagonals and identify the reflex points that need attention. The following diagram shows the reflex points along the star diagonals. This is a good one. If you get anything from this book I'm reading, take a screenshot of this and keep that image. This is key. Head, shoulders, hips. There's your sacrum. Imagine the diagonals of the 5-star as strings stretched between pegs. When the strings are the ideal tension, the shoulders, hips, and head will be aligned to the 5-star pattern. When a string is too tight, it will pull on the head, shoulders, and hips, causing them to rotate and or lift into compensation. If a string is too loose, the body will droop and sag without tone. To visually evaluate the 5-star pattern, observe the attachment points of the diagonals, hip and shoulder, head and hip, etc. Note their relationship, such as left shoulder is high, right hip is rotated. Simultaneously observe the diagonal between them to get a sense of its tension on your body. Hum the pitch of the tension and feel the constriction and or openness of your sound. Ask yourself, is it too tight, high-pitched, or loose, low-pitched? Next, hum the perfect fifth, or your ohm. If it's not appropriate out loud, hum it mentally. Mark your visual position point on the diagonal at the places where your voice wavers, constricts, or drops in pitch. Compare this position to the reflex point along the diagonal. Another method is to tap the perfect fifth tuning forks or the body tuner C256. Then move the diagonals. Listen to the overtone sounds. So what he's saying is, let's say I'm evaluating, since the camera, I can't show you my shoulder, but you can see my arm here, this joint here. So he's saying, use the forks to move along the joint. So we're not focusing on muscles. Focusing on muscles doesn't change anything. I hate to tell you that, but it doesn't. Change happens in joints, tendons, ligaments, and all of the electrical energy in the joint is how you make change, not muscles. So he's saying, move the forks around either side of the joint and feel the difference, or listen to the tonal difference. When you get used to this, you'll feel a magnetic difference. You'll feel a pull or a repulsion or like a sloggy, sappy stickiness. Okay. Listen to the overtones. Note when an overtone drops out and there is a change, a waver in the tone of the perfect fifth. Note the position and reflex points along the diagonal where this happened. See, I just did that for a second to show you, and I feel, literally, I feel more blood circulating through and more lymph moving through this joint. That's how powerful this work is. In Celtic lore, the passage from day to night is known as the crack between the worlds. They believed that the crack was a still point passage or vortex between heaven and earth. The ancient Celtic burial mounds in Ireland contain one window that for years remained a mystery. Then it was discovered that they were built so that the setting sun of the winter solstice would align exactly with the window in the burial mound. For a special moment, the sunlight would illuminate the inside of the burial mound and create a still point passageway between the world of the spirit and the earth. Still points are everywhere because everything comes down from and will return to stillness. We have many words, names, and descriptions of our experience of these moments of stillness. We may spontaneously experience a moment of silence as an inner calmness, or we may experience a deep feeling of inner peace. We can be working, and an unexpected pause in anxiety brings us to a rare moment of quietness. We can be at a party where people are talking, glasses are clinking, and the background music is playing when there is an unexpected pause in the conversations. The music stops, and a moment of stillness sweeps through the room. Be still. That's where I'm going to stop today. Tomorrow we'll go on with still point. All right. This book is very inexpensive if you want to grab it on eBay or Amazon. Very inexpensive and very, very valuable. If you are an energy worker or massage therapist or yoga instructor, this right here is a very valuable investment. Anyway, let's wrap up with the super slider. So this is the 11th, no, this is the 12th harmonic of the Schumann resonance. So this is a very grounding tone, and that's where we're going to end. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow.